We deserve this. Yeah. We deserve it. Yeah.
I'm living my best life, I ain't gon' lie to you. Called on my people, said go to Vegas, I'ma fly to you. I've been feeling some type of way the last couple years, so I need my niggas here, period. We finna cheers, listen. Yeah, everybody grinding, all I'm touching, baby. Yeah, none of them's a hater, prayer keeps them favored. Balance, they all got their ways, but they don't. They stuck with me for life, and I promise you they know. Yeah, I've been
Hey, what's going on, everybody, man? It's your boy Ja, founder of Voice of the Streets podcast. I want to give a very special shout out to my co-hosts, Diverse and Dakota Sloan. Be sure you guys go check out the Voice of the Streets podcast on social media at Twitter, Clubhouse, Instagram, Apple, Google, and Spotify. Thank you.
I ain't stopping till I'm finished.
Feels good. You finally have a vacation.
Go ahead, look.
What's up, y'all? We got another episode of Voice of the Streets. We got me, Lolo.
And it's your boy Diverse in the building, and in the middle of us we have Budo.
Hey now, say now, it's the C Legal for the People, aka the world's greatest square, aka the handsome genius, aka I'll let a real one if you feel one. I'm ready to have a good conversation. How y'all doing?
Any more AKAs?
I got a few of them.
I'm just saying, what's up, though?
I'm blessed and highly favored. Y'all good?
Yeah.
Man, we all good.
Like always.
For sure, man. So let's get into it. Let's get into the beginning of C League. You feel me? The early beginnings. Just tell us a little bit about where you're from. You feel me? And how you came up.
I'm from San Francisco, California, but on Instagram I tell everybody I'm from Antioch for political reasons. I love Antioch though, but now I'm born and raised in San Francisco, California. And, due to gentrification, like everybody else, they got my ass up out of there. And then we went to Antioch, and, we turned that out. Mm-hmm. It got turned out. I didn't have nothing to do with it. But, yeah, so I'm from the city, you know what I'm saying? I'm from Hunters Point, California. Shout out to the whole Hunters Point. You know what I'm saying? It's love. Shout out to the whole city, you know what I'm saying? Everybody doing their thing. Yeah.
What was it like living out there?
In the city, shit, when you in it, you don't even know. Like, you don't even know what it is until you go elsewhere. I've learned that. But, dolphins, killings, shootings.
Like you almost want to say regular shit, but it ain't
yeah,
regular.
That's not normal. I'm never normalizing, genocide. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it was a lot of that, but it was also a lot of unity. One thing I learned from living in both environments, because I think I'm one of the few people who really was intertwined in both environments, meaning the hood and the suburbs.
Yeah.
The love in the hood is very, very genuine. If somebody loves you, they really love you, and can't nobody make them stop loving you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's
right.
One thing I love about the hood. It's one thing I love about people from the hood. That love is pure. You know what I'm saying? No matter what you got, because, most people ain't got too much of nothing. You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing I really love. That love. That's one thing I miss, too. That camaraderie, that love. That shit's real.
Would you rather have loyalty or respect?
Ooh, I would have respect.
Respect?
I would have respect. I'm going to keep real. Yeah, respect is important. Respect is important.
Do you think that comes with loyalty too?
I think, you can't,
It's kind of like a double.
Yeah, that's a good ass question. But I believe loyalty and respect are one and the same. You know what I'm saying? They all go together. You can't disrespect somebody.
If you're loyal to somebody, you respect them.
You don't respect them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? But if I had to pick one to answer your question, definitely respect.
Yeah.
Definitely
Exactly.
respect. Absolutely.
I did that. So man, keeping it on respect, you feel me?
So, be legal for the people. What does that mean?
It was just a play off my name. It was a play off my name, see legal for the people, but then realistically that's just how I was living my life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I think I was put here from God to be a servant.
You always be putting people on.
Yeah, so I was just, and it just stuck, you know what I'm saying? And it just happened, just typical shit.
See, legal, you feel me? Legal, y'all. Legal, you feel
legal.
me? I've been hearing about you for a minute, bro. Just really putting your
that legal
foot
came
in the
because
ground,
when we was young, all my partners was selling dope and drinking and smoking.
Yeah.
I never fucked around. I was always on my square shit. Can I cuss on here?
Yeah.
Fuck it then. But nah, I was all, I wasn't smoking, I wasn't drinking, I wasn't hustling, you know what I'm saying? I was always on my square shit, and everybody was shocked, like, oh, you see legal. My real C Lee, and then everybody was like, you see legal, because I wasn't fucking around. But.
And see, that's dope because that kept you in the business mind frame. You feel me? And with that being said, so where did the clothing business start coming in? How did you build that up to end up
That shit, I'm gonna get a little deep real quick, so let me rant real quick. That shit came from really trying to find myself, because when I was in high school, I was so ignorant, especially coming from the environment I was in. I used to think the only way you can go to college and get a scholarship is through sports. I never knew you can even do other things and get scholarships to go to college and pursue and do everything, other things. So what happens was after high school, and even during high school, I was like, I don't give a fuck about no football or basketball. That's not really my passion. That's not what I care about. I was doing that because I thought I was supposed to do. But after high school, I started reading a lot to find myself. And then as I started reading and gaining knowledge, Think and Grow Rich, all kind of Malcolm X autobiography, just all different types of books I was reading. It's so many gems and quotes in these books.
Right.
So instead of just hella preaching to people, you know what I'm saying? I just started the game I was getting from the books. I started putting them on clothing. So that's how the clothing started. You know,
He who has the gold makes the rules.
He who has the gold makes the rules.
Was that your first shirt?
Nah, I had other one. I had work like a slave, eat like a king. You don't love me, you love my potential. I had all kind of shit that I was just learning and I was just putting it out. But the he who has the gold makes the rules. That's what really blew me up. I made hundreds of thousands off that one design. You know what I'm saying? I made hundreds of thousands off that one design. Out the trunk too.
I seen people everywhere with it. You feel me?
Yeah, that shit was serious.
So that's the out the trunk thing. So when you got your bag up from that, what was your next investment?
I got a little shop. I got a small shop in Antioch, and I was doing it out of there. It was kind of like an after hours spot plus my clothing store. So I had we called it the Sealy HQ. So we used to just have conversations in there, and people would come buy merch, and we would parties, and people would come bring drinks and food. And so we was doing that, you know what I'm saying? So it was cool, and then after that,
Sound like the kick spot.
yeah, it was, and that's why I had to close that shit down. You know what I'm saying? Because with us, sometimes people get too comfortable, and now it ain't no money being generated. We just all kicking it. Now it's like
now it's an actual bill.
Exactly. Now it's costing, and I ain't making no money. That's one thing about that clothing shit. Yeah, I made hundreds of thousands, but I lost a lot too. You know what I'm saying? So to all the business entrepreneurs out there, listen to when I say this. Never believe Instagram comments. You will post something, oh, you gotta come with that, you gotta do this, you gotta do it. And you do it, and they ass is done. After you done spend thousands of your money doing what you said they wanted to do. Don't do that. Don't do that at all.
I'm for the people. Damn.
Man, your ass gets stung and you losing thousands and you just sitting on the inventory. That shit hurt. You know what I'm saying? But it's part of the game. But yeah, I had the shop, and that's how, and then we used to just have conversations, and that's how I ended up doing my show on Instagram Live.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's it. We just was having conversations, and I'm like, fuck, I closed the shop down, and I took it to IG Live. Honestly, another fun fact, I was the first person on IG Live. I was doing it in 2017. It was literally nobody. I had proof. I had proof it. You know what I'm saying? I'm the first person that had a scheduled show.
Like having a show on
on IG Live. Nobody else had it before me. This is a fun fact. I can prove it if anybody wanted to debunk it.
Yeah.
2017, when they first rolled out, I was on it. But and then that happened, and then we just been working ever since.
That's what's up. So what's your collaboration with Thizzler?
The Thizzler, I went over there to really learn how the inner workings of a media company. You know what I'm saying? It was like trying to go to college almost to get the game, because I had my show successful, but one thing I learned, you have to evolve. If not, you won't lose them. Yeah. So I went over there to learn that, and then in doing so, they seen what I was doing. I brought it over there with the IG Live, because they didn't have no IG Live shows before me. Thizzler, you know that. It was none before me. But and then it just worked out. First we were doing talk shows, and we was talking about Bay Area industry type of shit, but then you can only have that conversation for so long. Yeah. Exactly. So one day, y'all the first person I'm telling the story to. We were supposed to do a show about something called like Moms for Housing. We were supposed to have a talk show.
Moms for Housing?
Yeah, we were supposed to have a show. But I'm like, fuck that. And I just went off on my own and did a showcase. I'm like, you know what? I don't think this conversation is going to be good. It's going to affect the numbers. Because not that the conversation was going to be good. Thizzler audience wasn't ready for that deep of a conversation. Because I learned that doing the conversation. Yeah, they wasn't ready for that. So I made an executive call and pissed Thizzler off, because I scratched that show without telling them, and we did a showcase. That show blew up, and they had to respect it. And we've been doing showcases ever since, 3 a week.
That's
I've been
dope.
doing showcases in 3 a week.
So what? Okay, so you said you had your own show, right? And then what made you bring that to Thizzler? Actually, like, how did you even get the tie-in? Was you already tied in? Talk about that a little bit.
Another important key fact, in any industry, relationships are important. So I had relationships with people that knew Dizzler. Shout out to DJ ASAP. Shout out to Remedy. They knew and they watched my show frequently. So they like, hey, y'all need to check out what he doing because you know what he can bring value here.
Yeah.
And they told Dizzler that. Dizzler tapped in. After that, we've been doing what we're doing like 100,000 viewers a week.
Wow.
Where the scissors come from? What made you start snipping niggas out?
I don't know, just being fidgety as a motherfucker. I don't know why. Well, I don't know what they call it.
I
when
just
you
see you online,
fidgety.
like just like snipping the fuck out
I'm gonna hit you back. I'm gonna hit you back.
I'm gonna keep it real, man. Just being fidgety as a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Most creators, we just different. Most creators, we just different people. So we just do shit, and then it just caught on. You know what I'm saying? So we be snipping like a motherfucker.
So do you plan on turning this IG Live showcase into a real showcase?
I don't know. That's a good ass
You
question.
should.
That's a good ass question because, you know, one thing I like about IG Live is it's low overhead.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can hop on live, showcase, and get thousands of people to watch. From a business perspective, when you're trying to do actual live showcase, you got to book venues and book security, and it's so many other expenses. And it's like,
But wouldn't you get paid?
of course you would get paid, but
It's like it's a whole different game.
and then just getting the audience.
Right.
And, you know what I'm saying? It's just so much overhead. It's like, man, this shit is a lot of work.
I ain't gonna lie, I feel like that'll be lit, you feel me? Shop, just go through the stage. If they whack it, ha 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 ha, cut him off.
Can I keep it real with you too? That's a concern because everybody don't take criticism the same way.
Exactly.
You tell a rapper he weak, you might have to kill him. You know what I'm saying?
For the artists
like,
out there, man, constructive criticism, always take that. You feel me?
It's
Take
key.
it in. That's what's gonna make you better. You feel me? These scissors ain't to literally cut you off or cut your whole career off, bruh. It's like, nah, you feel me? Go back to the drawing board, make it right, brainstorm a little bit more, come back. You feel me?
fuck it.
Like
Since we're on the topic of music, let's turn the show up again.
What's up?
Rolling Loud.
Rolling Loud.
Rolling Loud. Everybody, you know, they rolled out the Rolling Loud list. Some people were on it, some people wasn't.
Yeah.
A lot of people feel a way about not being on Rolling Loud. But let me talk to the artists real quick. Do you think you are ready to perform in front of 30,000 people? Are you ready? Have you ever even performed in front of 300 people?
Just real quick. Okay, keep going.
30,000, not including the people watching on the live stream, just 30,000 human beings watching you. Do you think you are ready for that? Or are you going to be stiff? Are you going to be trying to talk to your DJ on stage because you don't want to be played the wrong song? Are you going to be talking over your lyrics? Are you going to have your instrumental? Are you going to have a real song playing? Do you know how to engage with the audience? And do you have the breath control? Are you going to run out of breath?
Right.
Do you know how
Even
to...
a better question, do you have a real performance?
Performance ability.
Like, do you have a real performance? If you're a real artist and you done went to concerts and everything, you sit back and you watch, this motherfuckers come out in spaceships and everything, you feel me? 10-minute pauses for dress, you feel me? Let me go get dressed for a second.
You know what I'm saying? Like, are you really ready? Just because, like, and this is just with every industry, like, you don't get to just run straight from the big leagues. You don't just get to go from zero to hero. It don't work like that. Maybe you can throw your own show. Start with 100 people, then go to 200 people, then 300 people, throwing your own shows. And then you can work on your set, you can master your craft, and then in time, you can possibly be ready for the big stages rather than being mad.
Do you feel like a lot of artists these days are way into shortcuts? They think that they
Absolutely.
just shortcuts.
Absolutely. And it just, that's not good business. You know what I'm saying? It's not good business because there's things to learn and steps to learn in that process that you have to learn. So when your time is up, because I mean, obviously it happens. It's not an age limit, but at some point you have to make way for other people to come through. So you have to learn this so you can be of service to the other people that's coming through. You have to learn these steps rather than just trying to go from zero to hero, and that's okay. Another thing, Northern California artists, you don't get to jump on Instagram and disrespect everybody every time you feeling the way. That's bad business. That is horrible business. In business, in every industry, relationships are important. When you get on there, fuck you, bitch ass, clown ass nigga. You niggas is politicking. You nigga.
What mama say if you ain't got nothing good to say?
Man,
don't say it at all.
Everybody else is watching you when you do this. Everybody is seeing this and they're gonna say, you know what? Nope, soon as he get mad or she get mad, she gonna go off I don't want nothing to do with this person. They are a liability to the organization, and they're not gonna fuck with you.
And that's relationship 101. You feel me, artists? Please take that note down. Please act accordingly. You feel me? Please know the difference between the business and the hood. You feel me? Like,
bro, and that's with like every industry. Even if you was in the union. If you was in a union working on railroads or doing construction, you don't get to go off on your boss on Instagram, bitch ass nigga playing with the hours. Right. You know what's gonna happen?
Fired.
You gonna get fired. You have to have emotional intelligence. Right. That's important in business. Until you learn that, you're never ever going to have any success in anything, no matter how much talent you have.
Speaking of
business, I think social media. Sorry, it shows how like emotionally challenged a lot of these people are.
Man, oh my God!
That for sure.
Yeah, that's serious.
Somebody gotta hear me.
I had to get that out. I got more, but I had to get that out because that's so important. Because the alternative for that is these people don't understand business. They don't understand how to operate a business, and then they go back to what they know. And we've seen how that turned out for too many of our Northern California talents. You know what I'm saying? It does not go well. So learn business, learn emotional intelligence, learn discipline, learn mastering your craft. And then everything you desire will come in time.
So do you are you on this way right now as far as using the platform that you got to help others and bring them up? I'm not saying like on a regular level thing. I'm just saying like you may run into the wheelbill. You feel me? You see something like what type of things do you do to help them?
Oh, absolutely. Shit, we got a whole little pipeline. That's what the shows is for. I'm gonna keep it real. Damn, I'm giving y'all too much information.
Not even. I ain't talking about IG. I'm talking about. You feel me?
Nah, just serious. I get calls from. I ain't gonna name drop. I get calls from some of the most important people in Northern California music. The big dogs. Who's next? I always refer a name. Oh, this person next. 72 T-Mac next. Buddy Band's next. This person going crazy. This person going crazy. Even on my IG lives, we looking for talent. Hey, sign this person. This person is going up. That's what it's all for. To create a pipeline to find new talent. Because I mean,
where did that drive come from?
Shit. It just come from not. You just.
So you don't want to help people out.
Not getting no help. When you don't get no help, and you gotta, and everything you got, you have to literally build it from the mud. It's like, let me be a servant because everybody not me.
Exactly.
Everybody not gonna be able to have the emotional intelligence, the patience, the discipline.
Be that, you know what I'm saying? You had.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's why I do my Big Brother program and all that. Just being what I wish I had.
Big Brother program, okay. Speak on that a little bit more.
Oh yeah, I've been doing it for a while. Just young men and women, but usually lately it's been the men. But you know, just helping them with their social skills, taking them to gun ranges. I took them to San Quentin Prison, let them learn the prison industrial complex. You know, I just get a group of young men together and I just take them all over the places.
That's really
From
nice.
the Great Americas to the Six Flags, like I said.
See, that's what's up, man.
Hella shit.
Like without that, man,
It
just like it's still people that's in the hood that ain't left, bro. That's damn near 30 years old. You feel me? And they just stuck in that mentality. So the fact that you take them out young, you feel me, and kind of show them in the world, it may not be out of state or any of that, but as long as they get to see something different, they get a different type of mentality.
Yeah, man. You gotta catch them when they're young and still impressionable.
Yeah.
Because old dummies was once young dummies. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta get them while they're young.
You an old dummy, damn.
You know what I'm saying? Like motherfuckers just get stuck in their way, so it's just catching them while they're young, and you know what I'm saying? Just breaking those bad habits and getting them to see, because 50% of education is exposure. So exposing them to different type of shit, exposing them to a different type of being, and then it'd be all good. But shout out to their parents too. Their parents are good people too, so that helps a lot. Because you can expose the kids to anything and tell them anything, but if they're going back to the same toxic environment every single day, there's only so much you can do. So shout out to their parents.
While we on shout outs, man, shout out Shea Nay Butter. You feel me? That good old Shea Butter, man. Throw this on your skin, you feel me? Your melanin. Be real good. Hold on. Let me. We got a popping.
There you go.
Look. Ooh, it go crazy too. It got like a little citrusy smell and everything. You feel me? Hey, females, I'm just saying though.
Stop that.
Shea Butter, y'all go check that out. You feel me? IG that thing. Hello. Let's get it, man.
So, I want to know, what's like one of the craziest shit you have ever seen on your life? One of your lives?
A young lady. Shit, I don't want to say the artist, but I'm gonna say it. damn, I don't want to say the artist. It's a popular Chicago artist.
Nah.
And she got on there and described how she went out of her way to suck his dick.
Oh,
like she went to the manager and was contacting the manager,
Oh
showed to the club. It's a popular Chicago artist. She was like, he came to Oakland, and I was determined. You feel me? I said, whoa. I said, whoa.
In sync.
She went out of her way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She like, but that
Was that the whole? That was the
Who was the
goal.
artist?
Huh?
Who was the artist?
Popular Chicago artist. It was a popular Chicago.
But that was the goal. That was her
That was the whole goal. That was the whole goal. She was a fan. And she was like,
dance. That's it.
Now, this was a long time ago. This was before he was in his current situation. But yeah, she made a point. That shit is still on my IGTV somewhere, on my page.
Man.
That shit was serious. You know what I'm saying? I said, oh, you thugged out.
What's the wildest response you got from the IG live? Because like you say, you feel me, it's a showcase type of thing, man. You be having to cut some people off sometime. You ever done got a crazy DM after the cut off? You feel me?
I get crazy tags and all the time. You bitch ass nigga. I get type of crazy shit all the time. I'm just happy that I created something that niggas want to get on that bad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it could easily be nobody gave a fuck.
Mm-hmm.
And in Northern California specifically, they either gonna love you or hate you.
Yeah.
And it's kind of it ain't no middle ground around this motherfucker. They either gonna love it and want to fuck with you, or
Right.
you's a bitch ass nigga. You playing politics
Mm-hmm.
and. So I'm glad at least it's that, because it could be nobody gave a fuck.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I've been there before too, when nobody gave a fuck about what you was doing, and that sucks. You know what I'm saying?
How'd you build that audience?
Consistency and having just good character and talent. One thing, and shout out to Dizzler, even though we be having our little disagreements sometimes. But one thing they taught me from a business perspective: if you're gonna do something, it has to be quality, and you have to be consistent with doing it. If you ain't gonna do, because sometimes I'm like, let's not do a show today. I don't feel like doing it. They like, no, you gotta do a show. You know what I'm saying?
Even if you don't feel like it, right?
Yeah. Even if you don't feel like it, you gotta do this show. We built an audience, and after time, some people fall off, some people and new people come. But if they can count on you to be there and it's of good quality, they're gonna keep fucking with it
every time.
You know what I'm saying?
That's like being an artist. When you consistent as an artist, that gives like the fan more incentive to invest into you. So when you got your merch out and everything, they know 100% that if they invest in it, they gonna get their merch. Versus you keeping the money going off, you gotta go put it on the bill or something. You feel me? You ain't even say the shipping.
Exactly. And a hidden gem I learned is vulnerability. When building an audience, you kind of gotta I call myself the world's greatest square. So I'm telling a bunch of some street niggas and wannabe street niggas, I ain't on none of that. I ain't never gonna be on none of that, and I never want to be that. I am me. Mm-hmm. So me being vulnerable about who I am, it's like, you know what? I fuck with him because at least he's comfortable being him. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And they fuck with it
so maybe you can the seed too.
Exactly. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that's like a little hidden gem that help, but really the consistency and the quality. You know what I'm saying? Like
you only lose when you stop trying.
Exactly. And again, going back to emotional intelligence, what I see here in Northern California, because I've had this problem, sometimes we can get a little emotional, like, you know what, fuck this shit, I don't want to do it no more. That's not going to work.
You think it's just NorCal though?
I'm saying that because I've met different people. We different. I've met people from all over, from the Portlands to the San Diegos to the Texas. And one thing about us, we are very different and we're vocal, very outspoken. You know what I'm saying? And that's not always good, especially in business.
That's why we always been our own little world type thing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You can stay out here and make $1 million for sure, but it's a bigger world out there. You feel me?
Absolutely. Like if I'm invested in you as an artist, I fuck with your art. I think you the next up, and you get on Instagram tomorrow and be like, "Fuck this rap shit. I don't give a fuck about this shit. I'm why I quit. I ain't doing nothing." Bruh, you're now. What is that saying to the person who believed in you?
Right.
Yeah,
like I believed in you. I fucked with you, and now you quitting. Damn. I didn't bought your merch. I didn't came to your shows. I didn't stream your music, reposted your music. I didn't invest it into your brand, and now you saying fuck it, I quit.
They saying that shit with boxers sitting in their house ain't holding out one thing.
So it's like you can't do that to your fans, because once you show that, it's like, you know what, I'm done. I'm done. I'm not fucking.
Consistency is over.
Exactly. So that's what I'm learning.
I dig it, man. Do you got bars yourself?
Hell no, I don't rap.
You know?
That's out. You know what I'm saying? I love music, I don't rap. That's out. You know what I'm saying? I'm a creator. I'm not doing no rapping.
What's your top 5 Bay Area artists?
Ooh, that's tough. It changes all the time. Top 5 Bay of all time?
Nah, we gonna say let's go of all time.
Of all time, Richie Rich is up there for sure.
Ooh, that's the first. Okay.
Richie Rich is hard. You know what I'm saying? He nigga criminally underrated all the way back when he was in 415.
Yeah.
Richie Rich is super underrated. Who else? I don't think E40 and Too Short count because they like gods.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
That's
what
what I was
they
gonna say to go to.
Yeah.
Nah, them niggas like gods, so them niggas don't really count.
They started it.
Who else? I'm gonna keep real. Sue. I'm putting Sue up there. Sue is definitely up there because they had, to me, the most impactful movement in Bay Area history. In my personal opinion, I think the HBK movement, and we can get into that later.
You think it was better than a hyphy?
I think so.
Or hyphy times 2?
I think so. I think so. Who else? Who can I go to for number 3? Mess, definitely.
Okay.
Mess for sure.
Yeah.
Mess. Mac Dre don't count. It's another guy.
Yeah, for sure.
That's another
He's
god.
up
I
there.
can't do that. I'm gonna go Mac Mall.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Mac Mall for sure. So number 4. And who would I go number 5? Damn, that's a tough one. I don't
That's the
know.
last one, man.
I don't know.
50,000 of us.
It's a whole bunch of them. This is I would probably go Stalin.
Stalin.
I would go Stalin. Probably
Yeah.
Stalin was number
Shout out
5.
to Stalin.
Kudos, man. We had them on not too long ago.
Yeah, I'd probably go Stalin.
We need that another one, man. For sure.
Right.
Yeah, Stalin go hard. But why I say the HBK movement is one of the most important movements because I think with their movement, they impacted so many different things. Like I can start here, clothing.
Yeah.
It's a brand called Pink Dolphin. This is when I was in clothing. I wasn't doing music at all. HBK helped build that brand to one of the top streetwear brands in the country.
I didn't even know that Pink Dolphin was from the Bay.
Yeah, they from the Bay. They from the Bay. That's and they used to and HBK had that shit on in every video, which helped that blow up. For 2, they shows. These niggas for about 5 or 6 years was selling out shows in arenas that most Bay Area artists only opened up.
Because they had a real show set, y'all.
You know what I'm saying?
Y'all.
Again, you know what I'm saying? Them niggas from the HBK Halloween, HBK Christmas, the I Am Summers, and which another thing, their longevity, their movement still lasting.
Yeah.
P-Lo is still big, Sue's still big,
Yeah.
Cool John is still, you know what I'm saying?
Like at least a solid 10 right now, right?
Yeah, them niggas, and it's just like, I just think that, and I think, and with their movement at they shows, they parties, they video shoots, it was all peace and love. It was all just peace and love, and it was inviting to everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you heard they shit bumping from the hood to the corporate room.
Yeah.
That shit was just impactful, and I think they get slept on a lot because they wasn't on no tough shit. You know what I'm saying? I think that's why that's my opinion, but I think that was one of the most impactful movements. Now I think hyphy was important too. Hyphy was super important. It was big. It was worldwide, and it was bigger. It was bigger than HBK for sure. Hyphy was, everybody in the world knew about Hyphy, but I think HBK to me was one of my favorites, and I think one of the most impactful.
I feel like the hyphy movement got misconstrued anyway. You feel me? Like they didn't even know what the real meaning of hyphy was.
Yeah, a lot of
like as
people
far
thought
as
it was
going out of
ignorant.
state, yeah, they thought it was. I mean, it was. You feel me? But they associated it with the gigs and the whole everything. When really hyphy was like stomp your car out type. You feel me? Like we see a nigga going too far. Oh, that's hyphy. He hyphy. Like,
Let me ask you a question. How do you honestly feel about that from the Go Dumb USA DVDs? How do y'all honestly feel about it? Stumping on cars and shaking your dreads and pop bills? Be honest.
I was all up in
fuck
that
with
life
that
at the
shit.
time.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like I was all up in that life. Thinking
was
back at it
nice.
now, thank God I made it out. That's what I could say. For sure. Was it smart decisions on that? Was I just out here lashing out? You feel me? Nah, it wasn't none of that. But at the time calls for it, that's kind of what it was. You feel me? Back then type like, but you live, you learn, you grow.
Now, let me ask you this. Do you have children?
No.
So, would you allow, if a hyphy movement 2 came back and it was the same as what was going on, would you allow your child to engage in those festivities?
I don't know.
It's a tough one,
I gotta think about that.
This how you do the dance dance, baby.
I'm always
But I mean,
conflicted.
like, I don't see myself being that parent that's like, no. But at the same time, that's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm always conflicted. I think it was a good celebration. It was a good time. You know what I'm saying? But I'm always conflicted because it also, I remember that time when it was shootings at every party.
That's
it was people getting jumped at every party. Like,
yeah.
And as a grown ass man now, I don't know. I don't know if I can tell that to my boys. Like, oh, it was lit, and niggas was getting shot at every party. 'Cause I don't want them to be going to no shit thinking it's lit because somebody got shot, or going to places where they feel like somebody might get shot
But
at.
at the
I don't
same time, they gonna
engage in that
anyway,
like
just
that.
because of
You know
how
what
the
I'm
world
saying?
is. You feel me? But it can't come from the parent mouth. So.
Man, because I ain't got no kids either. I don't have kids, but I don't. When I'm mentoring, I never want my niggas think to go to a place where you can possibly die and think that's lit.
If you gotta take advantage.
That's why I be conflicted. You know what I'm saying? I be conflicted. Like, and if we just being honest, that shit was happening a lot at those parties. Am I wrong about that?
But I stopped doing house parties after that. Like, I'm cool. Oh, they couldn't get in? Give it 5 minutes. Look, I'm gonna go to the car.
But it was love though. But it was more to it than just the violence. It was
really
a good
was.
celebration. It was a lot going on. So I don't want to make it seem like it was just violence, but that was there.
But you gotta show the two sides.
You know what I'm saying? That definitely was.
So do you see yourself doing like DJ Khaled, P Diddy type Bay Area compilation for the Dizzer, like with these showcases and everything? Because I'm pretty sure you ran across a lot of dope people.
Nah. I'm gonna keep it real. What I'm doing now is I'm kind of got my own. Because I've learned looking at the empires, looking at the Thizzlers, learning from them how they move. They find talent. You know, they fund it, and you know, and they do business. So I'm like, shit, I got a couple $. Let me find talent, fund it, and let's do business. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, shit, why keep pipelining people? Do it myself. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of what I want to do. Plus, I'm learning. Being famous ain't really lit for me. It's not really it. It comes with too much. And I'm cool. Like
I kind of get that from you. Like yeah, you the face of Thizzler, but you
whoa, we partner.
Okay,
I'm not the face of
my bad. Let me choose my words wisely.
We partner. I'm a 1099. I'm the contract.
What I'm saying, you feel me? Like people think of you because
they
you
do
live and everything. You feel me? For sure. With that, but we just gonna.
Let's stay right there. What's fucked up is they didn't have Numph do a morning show. They didn't have the talk show with D Nas and the Queen Key girl. They've had so many different faces. Yeah, she's dope. And why the fuck do I gotta be the owner? Like they didn't have all this type of shit going on. What? I'm just a nigga on IG Live. They've had people.
And that's what I'm saying. That's the type of vibe that you
That's what I don't get.
That, like you a normal person, even though you blessed with the platform and everything, you still being you. Like I just said.
Absolutely.
So I commend you on that one. That's dope. You feel me? Because you could elevate and it seem like no matter what level you get at, it's still gonna be you.
Yeah.
All right, let me ask both of y'all a question then. Independent or a major deal?
Go ahead, love.
Independent.
Independent? Why?
Yeah. Because that's you. You're in control.
Same thing. Independent, and it's a very long road doing that. You feel me?
Yeah.
You gotta invest $100 million before you see $100,000. But at the end of the day, if you really believe in yourself, bro, it's all gonna work out. You feel me? Like how you say, you gotta take the levels, take the stairs up.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I always want to know because I get various different answers. You know what I'm saying? Like shout out to my guy Simba. Y'all know Simba. Simba
Yes,
got to deal with Atlantic now. Simba got to deal with Atlantic. But Simba was out here independent. But don't get mad at me, Simba, because this is I'm going to release what our personal conversations be like. But Simba was out here in the Bay Area for a long time, independently, trying to do his thing independently. And he tells me now signing was one of the best things for him.
Really?
Because what happens with signing is he has now a team of things to do what he was trying to have his partners do here. So now he got actual people in position to really work for him.
I think
you know
that's
what I'm saying?
One of the pros of being,
Rather than trying to have your partner do some shit he don't know, or this partner do some shit like this, and inconsistency. You know what I'm saying? So it's like now.
See, it's the pros and cons with that because like you got the team doing everything for you, but then you still gotta possibly you gotta find the most genuine label with that.
Exactly.
So then I got a two-sided thing as
Yeah.
far as the independence go. You feel me? Like it's like you can still do partnerships with people. You can get distribution deals.
Absolutely.
It's just you
Might
have
be
to
a
go
longer road.
through that. You feel me? Like not even like when I got the Gager deal. You feel me? When I got the Gager deal, I was rocking with them real tough, and a whole other door opened up for me. And I was opening up for Jada Kids. You feel me? Fab, Burner, everybody. Like it just kind of happened for me. So when you put yourself in the different crowds, different doors open up. You feel me? It's like kind of like it's kind of like you taking that gamble. You feel me? Taking that gamble. Okay, I might get played here, but if I know enough information, I can move right enough to not get played. type hype.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So,
Question for you. You are an entertainer, correct?
Mm-hmm.
How important do you think it is for you or any entertainer to leave the Bay?
I think that if you want to branch out and reach more people than, you're comfortable with, then yeah, you should definitely
Now, move or just consistently be out of town?
consistently be out of town. Yeah.
I'll say move because
Move? Like
yeah,
from
I'm
one
trying to
place to
figure out.
another?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure because I'm in the middle of this thought process
Mhm.
right now. You feel me? Because it gets to a point to where
No, that's a good point.
you've
though.
done so much
Yeah.
over there, and honestly, people want to see you elevate. So the fact that
Right.
you just in a different state, period, they tuning in even more. Then you got that state. Once you leave that state, both
Right,
of them
yeah,
states tuning in
yeah.
even more. That's what I've been seeing as far as just doing the state to state type thing. You feel me? Like it's a slow process.
Absolutely.
Where would you go?
Yeah.
But I go.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about ATL right now to keep it
ATL?
solid. Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Absolutely, and I learned this
Yeah.
from Remedy. Hate to, Remedy. I'm gonna say one of our personal conversations. He goes to LA every so often, and he said the way they work in LA is most of the artists, the big artists, they
Yeah.
sleep during the day and work all night till 6 in the morning.
Yeah.
They
Really?
work literally all night in the studio.
Oh.
So he's like, it's good to live in LA because you might get a call from one of the biggest artists ever, like pull up to the studio because Rem do beats and rap.
Yeah.
So you might get a call at 2 a.m. from Draco, who's one of the biggest artists in LA right now, who's doing 20, 30 million views. Like, pull up to the studio. If you're not there, you just fucked off your opportunity. This record can damn near go gold. You know what I'm saying? And then in the studio, it might be 10 other niggas who doing 5 million a piece. You can go get you your free verse. If you do production, you'll have your beat there, all type of shit. So it's like, if you're not there, it's kind of hard. It's different just sending somebody beats to email because they getting 1,000 emails a day from producers who want to
Right,
produce
yeah.
something.
They don't want to keep clicking and clicking.
You know what
and
I'm
clicking.
saying? But it's different when you can there and you can just cook up something for them specifically. I didn't know that till he told me, like, when they working all night, you kind of got to be there because you might get a call any time from a producer, a label, or anybody. I got such and such in the studio. Pull up. If you 6-7 hours away in the Bay, you just missed your opportunity.
For sure.
And I didn't know that, because that shit got me thinking, oh shit.
Like, damn, should I move?
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, because that. It's
So I
just
mean, is
tricky.
that your thought process right now, or did you already make that move?
My thought process right now is I've studied the Bay Area audience for a long time, especially from doing clothing. One thing I learned here is, and just in business in general, if you don't evolve, they're gonna love you long enough to hate you. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna love. It's gonna be all love, and then it's gonna be like, oh, you fell off.
That's
You're
why you
a bum.
gotta keep on moving.
You know what I'm saying? No disrespect. I'm gonna just see something I seen on the internet. They tried to do that to Sage recently. Like, it was a meme going around saying, "Oh, bitches be like, it's a rapper in my DM, and it be like Sage the Gemini."
Oh, that's shady.
How you gonna do that to Sage? This one of the few niggas. Like, I'm like, hold on. It was a moment in time not long ago where Sage was the hottest nigga.
The hottest one.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
how do you play with his name like that?
Yeah.
This is the only nigga that went platinum.
The motherfucker.
Following
You know,
that.
this nigga didn't win platinum. This nigga didn't tour the world.
Yeah.
It was a moment where everybody wanted him at his party. It wasn't not one big good up. Excuse my language. So it's like, hold on, how you gonna play with his name like that? And that really just reaffirmed to me, like, if you don't evolve and start doing different type of shit,
Yeah.
we kind of do that sometimes. Not saying everybody, but it happens.
Yeah.
If you don't evolve, if you don't grow, if you don't elevate, then it's kind of like you go from, oh, you that nigga, you doing your thing, to, oh, this nigga's a bum. Like, that nigga's still rich and mansions and all type of shit. So
Right.
I'm just like, that's wild how we operate, because it was, like I said, it was a moment in time where, you know what I'm saying? It was a way different energy
I
around
think
his
it's
name.
some artists just end up feeling comfortable at where they're at,
Yeah.
and they think that it's just just to go with the ride, and they just end up falling off.
So with that being said, what's your 5-year plan? Like, where you see
5-year
yourself out
plan,
in
I wanna-
5 years?
I want to sign like 3 to 4 artists. I want to move outside of the Bay Area, not just for business purposes, just because I just think it's important to learn new people, learn new cultures, get around different things. You can't. It's only so much you're gonna do just staying in one spot your whole life. You know what I'm saying? So I want to move. I want to sign 4 or 5 artists, and I want to continue to. I want to build my show, moving more over to probably YouTube, and you know, I want to build my show and get the quality of my show better, and just do different things. And I want to do some acting too. Like, I want to not just no major acting, but I want to, do some movies, get on some Netflix and shit like that. So there's a few things I want to do. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
There's a few things I want to play.
That sound like a plan, man.
Going back to when you said that you read a lot of books, I'm a reader myself, so I want to know like what's your top book that really puts you on.
Ego is the Enemy by Ryan Holiday. That's a book I read a few.
Ego is the Enemy.
Yeah, Ego is the Enemy is one of the most important books I've ever read in my life because it just taught you how being a servant is actually a good thing. Not reacting to everything is a good thing. Not trying to always put yourself first, not always thinking about yourself first is a good thing. Humbling yourself is a good thing, and it can help you in a variety of different ways. Ego is the Enemy by Ryan Holiday is probably the most important book I've read in the last 5 years.
That's a real big thing right there for sure. 'Cause, I mean, shoot, that's one of the mottos I go with. You feel me? I try to have no ego as much as I can. You feel me? Like that all goes with being vulnerable, as you were speaking on earlier, being humble, as you just said right now, and everything. Because I mean, the ego is gonna wreak out no matter what. If somebody paying attention to what you're doing, you don't really have to say anything at all.
Absolutely.
Everybody already knows.
Absolutely. My therapist said ego is not necessarily a bad thing. Just controlling it is important.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Having an ego is not necessarily a bad thing, but just controlling it when it get out of control. Now you just super feeling yourself. Okay, now it's a problem.
No, you gotta turn it down.
You feel me?
If you could sit back and be like, should I? Just, at least that's the start right there. You feel me? Versus just jumping off the bridge with everything.
Absolutely.
Like how you said, how you were speaking on the artists earlier. You feel me? They be in their ego so much that it's kind of like the stigma on the Northern Cali now.
You feel me? Like you gotta another thing, just in business in general, you have to really humble yourself because for one, somebody may have or see something that you don't necessarily see.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes when you disagree with something, it's good to be patient and be quiet and learn. Now, if it don't make no sense and it's just some weirdo hating shit, take that information and move accordingly. But just reacting to it like, bitch ass nigga, fuck you, that gets nothing done.
Yeah.
We grown. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's reacting to threats or public disrespect. Like, we grown. It's like, whatever, we gonna move forward and just not deal with you. You just fucked up a relationship. Now you asked out.
Sidebar. Artist, stop asking for 500 and you ain't got not one resume, ain't not one show, no, not even one dope feature. No, stop it, y'all. That's the ego that we talk about.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
build up, step by step, play it. You feel me?
I remember I asked the artist on Twitter a long time ago, Cool John, and he probably don't even remember it back from a long time ago. I said, when can an artist demand a price? And he said, when you're demanded.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're not in demand, you don't have no price. You still working.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So it's like, okay, that's real. That's real. Shout out to him.
So, well, you want to lead into the last thing?
Oh yeah. The question, the end question. So, what's one piece of advice that you would give to the youth today? Only one.
One.
The key.
Ego is the enemy. You did humble yourself, dog. If you humble yourself, self-educate, humble yourself. That's it. Self-educate and humble yourself, and that's gonna take you far.
Big four. Now, you know I can't let you go, man. I'm gonna need you to pick up them scissors because I got 16 player. I'm just saying, look. I remember back in the day, made away from no way. You was too busy side talking instead of seeing the play. I separated the fade, and now my back all you see. You wasn't with me in my car with a Harris to sleep. No tags, but I bust moves, no choice. What I got to lose? Bum me till I touch money, then invest it, cause sure it's proof. And I ain't talking about the pack, I'm talking land, I'm talking stocks to go to double up the money and buy up the whole block, huh? And there's levels to this game we call life. And every choice you gotta make sure it's right. See how I'm giving all these jewels out. Can you do the same? Learn the hard way on my own. No a G to take blame. Used to the worst, I'm craving the experience best. God told me that I got it if I pass like tests. I'm here now, and I ain't got nothing to prove. And my L's became my lessons. I done paid on my dues. Diverse.
That's hard. That was hard.
Yeah.
That was hard. Gotta get out some scissors.
Yeah, he was
That
great. That being said, man, see legal for the people.
Hey now,
say now. Tell them your IG one time where they can find you.
At the CD brand, it's not Cleek, because people make that mistake. It's at the CD brand, THECLEEBRAND. Follow me, tune into the CD Live Monday through Wednesday, June 5th. We got the Party Bus speed dating. So that's going up. We got merch. What else we got? Like again, we signing artists. you know, we using our resources and our skills to, you know, help artists, and we ain't gonna even put our name on it. Ain't nobody even gonna know you signed. You know what I'm saying?
Slide in the
doing
DM,
that.
man.
So that we working, man. We definitely working. So, you know, peace and blessings. I appreciate y'all having me.
Yes, it was really great having you. Thank you.
Diverse.
Love.
Voice of the Streets podcast, and we out. Let's get it.
Hey, what's going on, everybody, man? It's your boy Ja, founder of Voice of the Streets podcast. I want to give a very special shout out to my co-hosts, Diverse and the Coach Lauren. Be sure you guys go check out the Voice of the Streets podcast on social media at Twitter, Clubhouse, Instagram, Apple, Google, and Spotify. Thank you.
I ain't stopping till I'm